Hey guys, we are here to talk about domestication. Domestication is how we go from something that is a wild organism or a wild animal that lives without humans to something that only exists with humans that depends on us, and we are humans. We are going to use dogs as our main example of that and talk about how we went from a wild dog, a wolf, to a dog that depends on us and that has traits we want that help us use it for companionship, for eating rodents and things we see as pests, to protecting us, and that helps us with work and herding animals and all kinds of functions that dogs have served for us over time. The vocabulary you're going to need to understand for that is selective breeding and artificial selection. Selective breeding is where you choose an animal that has the traits you want, whether it is being friendly or being protective or having a high prey drive that makes it want to eat rodents. And you select those animals and you only let them have babies, or you only keep their babies, and their babies tend to have that trait. A synonym for that is artificial selection, where humans, not nature, are choosing which animals survive and have babies and which ones don't. Right? That word artificial means made by humans. Okay, so humans are selecting. Right? And that word selecting, I think it helps to think of the word choose. We are choosing which animals breed and have babies. We are choosing the traits we want. Now, we're going to go back to our example of dogs and how they came from wolves. So first, go ahead and look at this wolf. Notice any traits you can see. What its body looks like. Notice its behaviors. Humans came into contact with those wolves and were able to domesticate them, make the wolves live with them. And of those wolves, when they had babies, when they had puppies, they were able to choose the puppies with the traits they want. That looks something like this. So let's say you have a wolf that has a litter of 4 puppies, and we look and we want a puppy that is going to be a good guard dog for the camp we're living in, for our tribe, for our community. So we want something that's big, but it also has to be friendly to humans. And so we look at those puppies and we choose one that seems big and muscular, but is also friendly to us. And it turns out that the best fit is this puppy. We take that puppy, and as it grows up, we breed it. And its offspring tend to have those same traits. They'll be big, they'll be muscular, they'll also be friendly. So let's say this puppy right here. It has 5 puppies. It has 5 offspring. Of those, we look for one that is big, strong, healthy, but also friendly. And so maybe we want to get one that's big and strong, but it's really aggressive towards other humans. And so we see others that are friendly, but they don't have the other traits we want. They're not big and strong, and we decide this is the best fit. Along the way, we find that as we're selecting for those traits, some other traits go along with it, like slight changes in color, slight changes in ear shape, right? So we take the friendliest, biggest, strongest puppy and we breed it, and let's say it has 3 puppies. We then look at those and we notice that we're getting some changes. More often they're having the same colors as the parents. We're seeing differences in ear shape, even though what we wanted were differences in size and strength and friendliness. And so again, we would look at those puppies, choose the one that looks the strongest, biggest, friendliest. Might choose this. That's the one we would select to have babies, right? And as they grow up, they would have those traits. And over time, humans have really changed things a lot. And so I want to show you several other examples of that aren't just going from wolves to dogs. First, I want you guys to look at this chicken. That is a wild chicken. When you look at that chicken, I want you to notice the traits that are still the same, and what's changed is we now move to this. This is a modern domestic chicken. Notice the change in the size of its breast muscles that we like to eat, the size of the wings. All of those things make it serve our purposes better. And along with that, you can notice the color changed. We weren't intending to change the color. It's just that the same DNA that changed the size of the breast muscles, that changed the wings, that also made it friendlier to us and easier to domesticate, also affected the color. Next, let's look at sheep. There's a big difference between this ancient wild sheep and sheep you see today. And let's look at a sheep as you would see it today, a modern sheep. You can see changes in the horn size, and that went along with choosing friendlier sheep that were more willing to be around people. They also happened to have smaller horns. That was due to a decrease in a hormone called testosterone. And you'll also notice differences in the amount of fur or wool they have, which is one of our intended targets. Next, let's look at cotton. This is a wild cotton plant. And you'll see big differences compared to this. This is a modern cotton plant that has been selectively bred. Its genes and DNA have been changed by us. You can see huge differences, first in the amount of cotton, the size of the plant as well. Last, let's look at bananas. This is an ancient banana. Notice the size of the seeds, the size of the banana, the color. And now let's compare it to this modern banana. Notice the traits we have selected for. We chose seeds that tended to be smaller. We chose seeds that tended to grow bigger bananas, and we only planted them and let them have offspring. So there's a brief review of domestication through artificial selection, also called selective breeding, and that really shows how we get from a wolf like this to something like this animal right here.
Let's see you guys play.
Which is not a wolf, but has other traits that we really want. It's able to catch rodents. It's able to be friendly with people.
You guys can make it.
And I don't know what the particular function of this trait right here is. That's all. Bye.
See you guys. Hi, Steve.